She loves you, yeah, yeah, yeah. She loves you, yeah, 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 yeah. Hi everybody, welcome to my latest YouTube video. Beatle Dave here, calling to you from Derbyshire in the UK. This is sort of follow-up to the video I did yesterday where I showed you the records that I bought on our trip to Liverpool. Now when I came back on Friday evening, I had a delivery of some records that I'd ordered online. And this time the records did come. That's another story, but if you watch my videos you'll know what I'm going on about there. So we're going to look at these records today. There's 6 of them in total. I was quite surprised because I got them for a really good price, which I will tell you at the end how much I paid for the whole 6 records. But I basically only bought it for one record, believe it or not. Seller was very honest in his description. He did say they weren't in the best of conditions. He basically graded in between fair to good. Yesterday after I did my video on the ones I got from Liverpool, I've cleaned everything. I cleaned the ones I got from Liverpool and I've cleaned these. And to be fair, yes, there is marks and things on them, but they're not as bad as what I thought they'd be. So we're going to have a look. Just bear with 1 sec. Move that. So like I say, basically I bought it for this one, which is Beatlemania with the Beatles. I have put them in plastic sleeves, or plastic protective sleeves. Now if I've got this right, this was the first Beatles album released in Canada. So if Rachel Ghost, if you're watching, you can correct me if I'm right or wrong on this. I think this came out before Please Please Me in Canada. And it is on Capitol, but it's Capital of Canada, not Capital of America. And it's T6051. So it is a slightly different cover, very similar to the British one. But then you've got some hype on here as well. Like I say, this is what I actually bought it for, was for this little job lot. I actually bought it for this record. The track list and everything is exactly the same as the UK version. Manufactured by Capitol Records of Canada Limited at the bottom there. The spine's okay. I mean, I'm not quite sure, because these are very much like the American ones where I think it's cardboard and then this is pasted on, isn't it? I think, but I could be wrong. But looking at it, it does look like that is pasted on. All in all, it's not too bad. It is coming away at the seams there, which, to be fair, I don't even think I'd bother. Oh, I might be able to glue it, I don't know. So basically the track listing is exactly the same as the UK version, so you get, it won't be long. All I've got to do, all my loving, don't bother me, little child, till there was you, please Mr. Postman. Side 2 is roll over Beethoven, hold me tight, you really got a hold on me. I love that song. I want to be your man, devil in her heart, not a second time, and money. So like I say, it is basically the same as the UK track listing, because with the Beatles in America was slightly different track listing, wasn't it? Beatlemania with the Beatles, Capitol, High Fidelity, the 6000 series it says there. So I'm presuming this is mono. I think it's mono. Yeah, but it still says recorded in England. So the jacket is acceptable. Wouldn't say it's brilliant, I would say the jacket is actually acceptable. Now, I have put these into new anti-static sleeves, but this is the actual inner sleeve that this record came with. And this is the record itself. Like I say, this is why I bought this job lot, basically just for this record on its own. Beatlemania with the Beatles, recorded in England, T6051 XEX. So it has got the same like metrics number as the British one, so it is mono. So that is the label for it. That's side 1, and then that is side 2. Now looking at it on there, you can't really see, but yes, there's some scratches on it, but they're not feelable. I thought that one there was actually a crack. There's one there, but it's okay. Side 2 has a nasty scratch just there. I don't know if you're going to pick this up on this camera. Just there is actually a nasty scratch. When I'd clean this, and I've got like a semi-professional sort of record cleaning machine. It's a, what is it? It's a Project VCE, I think they call it. So it's like a basic one, so you clean it and it dries it at the same time. So because this is the one that I'd bought these records for, I played this yesterday. Yes, there is a little bit of pop and crackle in it, but no jumps. And when it's mainly in between the songs, if you know what I mean, there's like usually 1 or 2 seconds in there between the songs. It's usually there, and at the start it goes a little bit. It's not overwhelming, so it is acceptable. And in all honesty, I think it's slightly better than what the seller had made it out to be. Plays through okay. There's no jumps, no skips. There is a little bit of background noise in places. But for saying how old this record is, I mean, this record is getting on for 60 years old. Well, it will be 60 years old, won't it, next year? I think that's actually okay. I would say it is very good. I would say it's very good. I wouldn't say it's fair or poor. I would say it's in very good condition for its age. And like I say, it does play. Now, some purists will say, well, I don't want to listen to records that have got, you know, snap, crackle and pop on it. Or crackle and pop. To me, if it's an original record and it's a vintage record, as long as it plays without jumping, I think it adds character to that record and it's part of that record's history. That is just me. So that's the first one. That was Beatlemania with the Beatles, which is basically just the same as the UK with the Beatles. But I do think it is a slightly rare record. Remember, if I've got this right, there was a chap, I can't remember his name. It might have been Northern Revolutions or some channel like that, so please check him out. He was on about it, and I could have got this wrong, but I think that this is actually quite a rare record because it was released in Canada, and at the time the Beatles weren't actually big, if that makes sense. They were just starting to get big, so I'm not sure if there was that many of them actually made. It could be that, or I might have got that completely wrong. I'm sure you lot will let me know if I have. Now, the other 5 are all German records, or German pressings. So the first one is with the Beatles. German pressing. The slightly later versions, I think these are from 1969. Again, the track listing, as far as I can tell, is identical to the UK version. I think this is a stereo one. I should imagine this would be stereo, won't it, from 1969. So the number on this is a later number to what the originals would have been. So it's 1C062-04181. Cover is actually in quite nice shiny condition. There's a little bit of wear just there on the spine, but the front cover is okay. There's a sticker and somebody has written something on there which you can't actually make out what it says. Might be able to get it off, but then again it adds to this, to the history of this record, doesn't it? It has got some liner notes, but I don't know what they say because it's in German and I don't speak German. Some people say I don't speak very good English, but hey ho. So that is the back cover and the track listing, and you can tell this is a later copy because this would have been released in 1963, maybe 1964 in Germany, and it's even promoting Sergeant Pepper, which was from 1967. I think this was some sort of collector at one time had these records because he has put in pencil inside when they was released, and in here he says March 1969 in the flip on the inside. So the cover again is acceptable. I would say that is a very good. I'd say that's probably a very good plus. Again, it did come in a really crappy inner sleeve, so I have put new anti-static inner sleeves in. So these are all on a one box EMI Odeon label, and these are the blue and black Odeon labels from the late 60s, early 70s. So this is, yes, this is stereo. So that is side 1, and that is side 2. On there, this record looks absolutely mint, but I will be honest with you, there's some very, very hairline scratches. They're not bad. Like I say, I've cleaned it, so I'm hoping this will play okay. Side 2's actually is, I'd say, very good plus on that. Doesn't seem to be any marks on side 2 at all. Side 1 has got some very, very minor marks, shall we say. I don't think that actually scratches. I think it could even be where it's been in and out of the inner sleeve that it was in. So again, that is better than what I thought it'd be. Just bear with 1 second, folks. I've got a bit of a cough today, so the next one is something new. Strange album this, because most of the songs on this, or a lot of the songs on this, was on the UK version of A Hard Day's Night. Now in America, you sort of got half an album, didn't you, for A Hard Day's Night? You got the songs, most of the songs from side 1, and then you got instrumental music and film score music, didn't you? All mixed up together. I've always had quite a fond spot for this, to be honest. Again, this is a later one. So it's 1C062-04600. The track list on this is I'll Cry Instead, Things We Said Today, Anytime at All, When I Get Home, Slow Down, Matchbox. Side 2, Tell Me Why, And I Love Her, I'm Happy Just to Dance With You, If I Fell, and the German language version of I Want to Hold Your Hand, which I'm not going to even try to pronounce because I'd probably get it all wrong anyway. So that is the back. That is the track listing. Again, the cover is okay. It is showing some signs of wear. It is starting to go just there, and it has gone on the spine, just there. It has gone, but you can still see the Beatles' second album just there. So it's not as bad as what I thought it'd be. But in all fairness, I think some of these covers from certain countries weren't actually made as strong as the UK versions. But that's just my opinion. So again, this is from roughly 1969. Would have originally come out in 1964. Daft thing is, technically this was never released in the UK, this one. But you can get a UK export copy of this, and it's worth a hell of a lot of money. Whether it's on the silver and black Parlophone label or the yellow and black Parlophone label, you're talking between £300 and £500 easy. Tip top condition, can go into the thousands. So yeah, so that is the cover, which I would say is good, or good plus. What's it put on this one, on the inside of this one? Third 1969, so that would make it March of 1969. I don't know if that's when this was released or when the bloke who originally owned these got them. I should imagine it's probably when he got them, isn't it? Again, it is in a new anti-static polyline sleeve, because the one this was in wasn't that good. Wasn't that bad, but it wasn't that good. So that is side 1. Again, there is some slight marks on it. Hairline marks, I'd say, not scratches. That is side 2. So these are all stereo. I mean, they look, I will be honest, they look better on that camera than what they do in real life, but they're not that bad. They will all be playable. And like I say, if it's a vintage record, I don't mind it having the odd crackle or the odd pop, as long as it doesn't jump. That's the only thing I don't like, is if they jump. But it is all still part of the history of that record. Well, we did get a sort of version of this yesterday. in Liverpool, which was the Dutch version, which is that one. This is the German version, which I think is slightly more common. Again, this is from 1969. This time it says EMI Electra on it. It's 1C062/04207. I think it's the same songs that are on there. It's got I Want to Hold Your Hand, Twist and Shout, A Hard Day's Night, 8 Days a Week, I Should Have Known Better, Long Tall Sally, She Loves You, and Please Mr. Postman. Side 2, you've got I Feel Fine, Rock and Roll Music, Ticket to Ride, Please Please Me, It Won't Be Long, From Me to You, Can't Buy Me Love, and All My Loving. So it is like what it says, it is the greatest hits of the Beatles up until that time. Again, the spine's just starting to go there. But to be honest, it's not that bad. The cover on this isn't that bad, apart from that bit there. If that was a little bit better, I would have said this is virtually in excellent condition, this cover. But because of that, we'll say very good plus. And the back is very good plus. Again, I have put a new inner sleeve onto it. What to put on this one? The first 1969. So you must have bought this in January of 1969. I don't know why I'm showing you the inner sleeves, because the inner sleeves are brand new. To be honest, this isn't in too bad a condition. Slight hairline mark just there, which you probably won't pick up. Side 1. And again, side 2 doesn't look that bad. A couple of like little hairline marks. There's a scratch there that's not feelable though. So it is acceptable. I would say for its age, I'd say that's very good. I would say it's very good. So I think the person that I bought these off eBay has actually underrated them, if there is such. But don't get me wrong, they did look a hell of a lot worse than this before I cleaned them. They've got muck and all sorts on them. So there's a tip there. If you're into your records in a big way like me, and you don't mind paying for used records, invest in a decent record cleaning machine. I think the one I've got, the project one, is roughly about £320 odd. But saying that, I've had it for 5 years, and I can clean just one record if I want, or I can clean up to, I think the most I ever did in a day was 200 in a day. It did take me about 8 hours, but I did do up to 200 in a day. And like I say, it's a vacuum as well, so you leave it, you put your stuff on, you leave it, then it vacuums it off and cleans it, and within 2 minutes of you taking it out, technically you could play it. So this has helped this time, getting off the thing there, won't we? This came out in 1965 in the UK, and again in America, Your Help was completely different to the British version, wasn't it? I think that just says originals from the Beatles film by United Artists there, I think. This is 1C062/04257, and that says N, whatever N means. Again, this has got the EMI Electra, EMI Records, GmbH, printed in Germany. And I think the track list on this is exactly the same as the UK version. So you've got Help, The Night Before, You've Got Tired Your Love Away, brilliant song. I Need You, Another Girl, You're Gonna Lose That Girl, Ticket to Ride. Side 2, you've got Act Naturally, It's Only Love, You Like Me Too Much, Tell Me What You See, I've Just Seen Her Face Yesterday, and Dizzy Miss Lizzie. So the track listing is exactly the same as the UK version and completely different to the American version. So what's he put on this one? I think it says the 9th, so that'd make it September. 1969/9. I don't know if you can see that. You just see it in there. I don't think the camera's going to pick it up. But that's what is the vote on everyone. Actually, the sleeve on this, or the cover, is very, very good plus. Or very good plus plus. Just a little bit of ring wear increasing start on there. But this album is older than me. So I would say that is acceptable, very acceptable. Not sure if these are worth anything because technically they're repressings, aren't they? Again, it has got a few little marks on it, nothing deep. Still on the one box Odeon EMI. Side 2 is a little bit worse. That's side 1. Side 2, you've just got a scratch there, which I don't think you can see, but it's not a feelable scratch. I think it's more because it used to be in paper sleeves, and I think they used to get marks from putting them in and out of the inner sleeves, didn't they? A couple of marks there, so it might need another clean, that one. But in all honesty, I'd say that's very good as well. Very good. So from what the seller was saying, there was all poor to fair, weren't they? I don't think there's any there that are poor or fair. There's some that are good, stroke, very good, isn't they? And then we've got this one. And this one is a bit strange. Two reasons. One, it is a German version of Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. It is in a gatefold sleeve, like the UK and the American versions. It's a very, very dull cover. Very, very dull. You do get the words to the songs on the back. You don't get the cutout. The spine there is going, but it is intact. Looks like there's been a sticker there at some point that they've tried to get off and it's ripped, and a sticker there, which would probably price stickers or import stickers. Now on the back of this it says Apple and then EMI Electra, so I thought this was going to be on a German Apple label. So look. But when you open it up, it isn't, it's on Odeon. It doesn't matter, does it? Doesn't matter. What's it put for this one? It's put 1969/1. So that'd be January of 1969, won't it? And then it's put some other numbers here. 7260/67. Don't know. You can see it is very, very dull cover. But it is intact. Yes, it needs gluing. I've just noticed it does need gluing. Where does it need gluing? Needs a little bit of glue there. But, you know, like I say, these are, even these repressings are nearly as old as me. Did come in a paper sleeve, which was very, very tatty. And to be honest, this is probably the worst one out of the lot. But it plays okay. I did play this one yesterday as well, because I'd seen it got really, really bad scratch just there. Well, that's not feelable. Then it got a strange marking just there. That's picking it up. Again, not feelable. I think they are paper marks and where it's been put in and out of the sleeve. It has got a lot of other like hairline marks or very, very faint scratches, but it played okay. Yes, there was a little bit of crackle in it. But like I say, if it's a vintage record, I don't mind that. Side 2 isn't too bad at all, to be honest. Side 2 is probably better than side 1. Again, don't get me wrong, there's marks on it. So I would say this is good to very good, this one. But it plays very good plus for a vintage record. in my humble opinion. So there's 6, I think it's 6 LPs there. So there's the Canadian Beatlemania with the Beatles, which is why I actually bought this little job lot. And the others were, basically, they've been a bonus because if I'd believed what the seller said, they probably wouldn't play. Don't get me wrong, I haven't played them on my project because the stylus on that is like £400 or £500. I played it on my old Gerhard and I've played him on my old GPO one up there, and I did play one of them downstairs on my Technic, so I know that they do play okay. What did I pay for them? I think with postage it came to £32 for 6 records. Now I did try and have a quick look on eBay and Discogs before I came up to do this, and that Beatlemania one, I can't even find it anywhere, so I don't know if that's good or bad. Like I say, they were all off the same seller, and this time they did turn up. So that's a different story and I will be doing a video on that one, by the way. Just in case you don't know and you're thinking what those Beatle Dave on about, over a month ago there was a chap on eBay and he got loads and loads of Beatle stuff. So if I'm going to buy something, I always like check the feedback and everything, and his feedback was brilliant, got 100% feedback, everything. Right. But I don't know if it was real, because I ordered 19 Japanese Beatles singles off him. That was one job lot. Then I ordered a Beatles 1962 to 1966 LP off him, because side record 1 was on blue vinyl, right, but it did still play 1962 to 1966, right. I ordered a Japanese copy of John Lennon's Rock and Roll LP. There was a French version of the White Album, and there's something else as well. What was the other one? There's another album. Oh, the Beatles Live in Tokyo. So I paid for it. Straight away I got a message. I paid for it. Straight away I got a message off him saying, "Oh, thank you very much for your order. I will pack them as soon as I can." Right. So I just sent one back and I goes, "Yeah, it's okay. I'm looking forward to getting the records." Right. Straight away, "Oh, well, you might not get them for a while because there's a postal strike and there's a bank holiday coming." So this is before the August bank holiday, right? But yeah, no problem. Right. Waited 2 weeks, still nothing could come. Right. So I sent him a message saying, you know, any news on these records? "Well, there's been a bank holiday. I will check it when I get time." Alarm bell started to ring. Didn't hear out of him for about a week. Then he sent me a random text just saying, "Oh, I've been to the post office. There's been a mix-up, but I'm going to sort it." All right. Then what was the next one he got? Then I sent him another one a few days later. Look, it just says, "Look, if you're not going to send me the records, just refund me. You know, I won't leave you bad feedback. Just refund me the money if you haven't sent the records." Then it was, "I'm out of the country at the minute on work. I will sort it when I get back." Right, so I thought, okay, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt on that one, just in case, you know, he does. Didn't hear anything. So then I sent him another one saying, "Look, where are these records? I've even asked you for tracking details and everything. You haven't done anything. I'm still out of the country. Out when I get back on Monday, I will sort it." So the Monday came, nothing had happened. So I waited to the following. That was on a Monday. On the Wednesday, I just sent him one and says, "Look, you're not." I sent him something and he didn't even answer. So then I thought, well, I'm going to put in a claim. Is it a claim? What you do? And I just put I haven't received these records. I'm getting excuses from the seller. and he's not even answering now. Within 2 seconds, he's put, "What do you mean I'm not answering? I will sort it. I will sort it." That's all I got. So he's starting to get a little bit aggressive now. Nothing happened. So then I just put in a case. Told him what had happened. I'd paid all this money. You know, I've tried to sort it out this seller, but it's excuse after excuse. The only excuse he didn't use was the Queen dying. Believe it or not, every other excuse, postal strikes, bank holidays, out of the country. He'd been to the post office. He was going to the post office. Nothing. Now, when I go on my thing, my purchase history, I'll just say, all it says is case open. That's it, case open. So how long does this idiot get to pay me my money back? Which I don't think he's going to do, because he's actually took himself off eBay now. So that's a warning to you all. Do all your research. I did everything I could on that. I researched it, checked his feedback and everything. His feedback was brilliant. But I have been told people can make the feedback up themselves, can't they? They can get the mates to do it and things like that. I think I've been scammed, and I will just have to learn from my mistakes on that one. But eBay said I was covered by their money back guarantee, so why I haven't got my money back, I don't know. I've been talking to a few other people on other groups. They've had similar things, and basically they've never got the money back. So hopefully, touch wood, I will get my money back, but I'm not holding my breath out, because I think this bloke was just a con man, and this is the first time I've ever been conned, believe it or not. Buying something off the internet I'm on about. And I don't really think, in all honesty, there was anything else I could have done. So, you know, just be a bit wary. If something seems too good to be true, it probably is, because it actually got the Beatles' recent LPs. Now, when they re-released everything in 2012, wasn't it? They re-released them on the LP, the ones that, although the LP that was taken from the CD masters, one, and not the analog masters. He got a whole set of them, and he wanted £130 for them. So I put it on watch, and then as soon as I went on buy, it had sold. So just be careful what's out there. I know, you know, these unscrupulous sellers are, you know, they're not that common, are they? But they are out there. So, you know, as we used to say, buyer beware. I've already got into my head that I will not get my money back. But I am going to give him another week or so. And if I don't get my money back, I will be doing a video, and I will be showing you all the correspondence I've done with this gentleman. Saying gentleman, I'm just being polite. He's not a gentleman, is he? And then I will name him as well if I don't get my money back. But that might be further down the road. Anyway, on a brighter note, I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope you've learned something about some of these records. Like I said, I don't think I did too bad. Like I said, I think it came to £32 in total for 6 Beatles LPs, which on its own is not bad, is it? And I think, in all honesty, bearing in mind I'm not going to resell them, but I think that one is worth a hell of a lot more than £32 on its own. I think. I could be wrong. So if you live in Canada, you know, or in America, or you've got this in your collection, because, you know, we are all part of the VC, aren't we, in Beatle world and YouTube land and things like that. If anybody's got this record and they know roughly how much it's worth, just let me know. Just out of curiosity. I got it basically because it's something different. And as you know, because of all the records I've got now, it's like all the other ones. Yeah, I've got the UK versions and I've got the American versions of some of them, but I haven't got the German versions, although the mixes are probably identical. I'm going to that stage now where I'm just building my collection up and up and up and up and up. Because maybe one day I might have to sell it. And I won't get a very good pension, so if I've got a few spare pound, all I do now is buy records. So thank you for, if you managed to watch this from the beginning to the end, Well done. That's from Beatle Dave. Thank you to everybody that is subscribing, leaving comments and leaving me likes. By the way, if you're not subscribed and you watch this video and you think, well, yeah, that's okay, just subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything. Just go down here, hit the like button, hit the notifications and the subscription button. Then you will get notifications when I'm doing new videos. Try to do at least one a week. Sometimes it's more, sometimes it's less. And sometimes we do features on other artists, and occasionally, not very often. I'd say 90% of the time it is about the Beatles or something to do with the Beatles. And then sometimes we do things on other artists because it is a record collecting channel as well as a Beatles channel. That is Beatle Dave. You understand that. Right, so until the next time, thank you very much. If you've watched this from beginning to end, well done, brilliant. I'm proud of you. Sorry I had to go on a little bit about that idiot on eBay. Shouldn't really have done it. But I don't want any of you lot out there to get conned like I have. But on the plus side, I've got a load of nice records off a reputable seller off eBay, and I'm more than happy with these. I did send them really good feedback. I mean, if I was going to sell them, I think I'd actually make a killing, to be honest, for what I paid for. But like I say, I'm not. You know, I'm just building my collection up and up and up and up and up and up. Funny story, just to finish off with. When we was in Liverpool last week, I went to the Beatles shop in Matthew Street. And I just said to the lady, I goes, is it alright for a video? She goes, yeah, sure, well, you've been here before, you're Beatle Dave, aren't you? And I goes, yeah. So then when I bought 3 white albums that day, bought 4 in total, she goes, oh, like that, and how to tell it? Because she didn't realise that you could tell her original from a later pressing by the sold in UK text, but I think she just works, so I don't think she actually owned it. She goes, oh, you're very knowledgeable, aren't you? And she goes, oh, did you ever see that thing on YouTube about that Japanese man? I think it was a Japanese man. I've probably got this totally wrong. Who only collected white albums, and he'd got thousands of them from all over the world, and all it was our white albums. Didn't nothing else with the Beatles, just white albums. So if you try and check that one out on YouTube, that might be worth watching. But that is just a little pleasant way to finish this video. So once again, thank you to everybody for watching, supporting me, leaving likes, leaving comments, subscribing. You know, it is free. Might be rubbish, but it's free. So I don't take myself that serious. So until the next time, it's Beatle Dave wishing you all peace, love and happiness. Whatever you're doing, please stay safe, and remember, Beatle Dave loves you. So until the next time, it's ta-da for now, my ducks.